Well, welcome to our channel. I'm Luke Sjogren. I'm the cellist of Clocks and Clouds, and this is a channel where we show you how we produce epic music for violin, cello, and drums. And today, I am talking to you about the very important question that all creators must ask. What is the best DAW? Before we go any further, subscribe to our channel, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell so that you can know when we release new content. Also, follow us on Instagram, and if you want more behind the scenes content, check out our Patreon page. The link is below. All right, let's get into it. What is the best DAW? Before I even answer that question, I should probably define what is a DAW in case you're like, what is that? A DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation, and what that is, it is software that allows a musician or producer to record, edit, and mix an audio track. It's what musicians use to create the music that you listen to. There are so many different examples. Just to name a few, there's Ableton, Cakewalk, Reaper, Logic, Pro Tools, and the list goes on and on. And all these companies are hoping that you choose them. And you are here to get some expert advice from all the years of experience. And I'm going to answer the question right now. What is the best DAW? And here is the answer. It doesn't matter. You see, DAWs, they all do the same thing. And I would say that there isn't one DAW that is far superior than another. It really comes down to personal preference and opinions. I know that's not the answer that you were hoping for. I know you just wanted to hear my answer and maybe make it a really easy decision for you. However, what I am providing for you is for you to think for yourself, to explore, and really come to the right conclusion for you. So you're welcome for that education. I'm going to give you a few ideas to just consider. The first thing I would encourage you to think about is the workflow of each DAW is slightly different than each other. And so you are going to want to find the best workflow that best makes sense for your creative flow. Secondly, there are certain DAWs that might be utilized in very specific genres. For example, if you produce electronic music, I've seen a lot of electronic producers utilizing Ableton. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't use other DAWs to create electronic music, but for what it's worth, Ableton seems to be kind of the DAW of choice for most electronic producers. And what might be a good reason to go with Ableton, if that's the genre you produce in, is that there's going to be a lot of tutorials and education that you can find easily for your type of music. Another thing to consider would be the type of company it is. For example, Reaper is a DAW and it's an open source software, and the cost is very low compared to other DAWs. We actually used Reaper for our first record, and it's a great software, and there's a lot of studio engineers that use Reaper exclusively. If you have sold your soul to the Apple Corporation, you are probably already knowing that you're going to buy Logic. Logic is the DAW that Apple has produced that works really effectively with their machines. There's a lot of efficiency with Logic, and in particular with the new M1 chip, it's already integrated and it already works really well. So what I have discovered, each DAW has slight different variations, but there's not this one that is far superior than another, in my opinion. The good news is most DAWs have either a free trial or a light version that you can download and test it out and see if the workflow works for you. Maybe your next question is for me to tell you at least what DAW do I use? And I'm gonna tell you what DAW I use, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why I use that DAW. We utilize in the Clocks and Clouds studio Pro Tools. The reason we chose Pro Tools is early on when Clocks and Clouds was starting, we utilized a lot of different studio spaces in the city that we live in. And every studio at that time used Pro Tools. Pro Tools is often considered the industry standard. However, I would argue that that is becoming less so because a lot of these other DAWs are doing great and people just use what they prefer. And Pro Tools is great. I really like it. I understand the workflow, and we're able to create the music that we create at a high level utilizing Pro Tools. Another thing to consider is what plugins come with those specific DAWs. Now, I will tell you right now, I really don't use any stock plugins from Pro Tools. We utilize so many third-party plugins from companies like Waves, Native Instruments, Soundtoys, FabFilter. The list goes on and on and on. In fact, just so you're aware, we have spent way more money on third-party software and plugins than we did on the DAW itself. So if you are just getting into recording your own tracks, know that it is a long road and it can be an expensive road, but it was really important that we had all the tools to create the sounds that we wanted to create. A couple more conclusive thoughts. Whatever DAW you use, educate yourself, learn, research, figure out all the ins and outs of that DAW. When we decided to go into Pro Tools, I watched hours and hours and hours of tutorials. I memorized so many shortcuts to make sure that I can create music as fast as humanly possible. You don't want to be producing music and be fumbling around on the computer and the software trying to figure out something, because that is taking time away from you creating. Again, good luck as you research and discover what DAW works for you. In the future on this channel, we are planning on giving tutorials utilizing Pro Tools to show you how we do what we do. And hopefully it will allow you to be able to create better and higher level of music production. Again, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments what DAW you're looking at or what DAW you use. Thanks again. See ya.